In the icy silence of Alaska's northern edge, where the wind howls louder than any voice and snow falls like a curtain between worlds, a lone traveler named Mark Densley, a rugged wildlife photographer seeking rare glimpses of untouched wilderness, found himself stranded when his snowmobile sputtered and died, leaving him miles from any known shelter as twilight fell fast. With only his camera gear, a survival pack, and a failing compass, he began to trudge through the deepening snow, hoping to find refuge before the cold claimed him. But what he stumbled upon was not a structure or trail. He found them, a pack of wolves, majestic and silver-furred, standing perfectly still in the white silence ahead. Their breath rose in soft clouds. They did not growl or run. They watched, and one among them, their alpha, stepped forward, larger than the rest, its pale blue eyes glowing faintly like trapped moonlight. It stared deep into Mark's soul, whimpered softly, and turned its head toward a distant cabin buried in snow, then looked back, beckoning. Mark hesitated, but something in their gaze felt less like a threat and more like a plea. He followed. The cabin was worn and silent, its wood weathered by decades of storms, a frost-covered axe leaning against the door. The wolves stopped just short of the porch, the alpha barking once before sitting solemnly in the snow. Mark entered. Inside, though no fire burned, the air held warmth. A strange peace, and then soft humming, a woman's voice. Guided by the sound, he discovered a dim, candlelit room, where an elderly woman sat in a wooden rocking chair draped in thick wolf pelts, her long white braid resting on her shoulder. "You came," she said before he could speak. Her eyes opened, pale blue like the alpha's. Her name was Era, and she knew why he was here. Decades ago, she had once saved a dying wolf pup, the very same alpha now outside. That act bound her spirit to the wolves, guardians of an ancient forest cursed long ago by settlers who feared their power and loyalty. Since then, once every generation, the wolves would find and bring one human to safety. Not just anyone, but one with kindness in his heart and no expectation of reward. She told him he had been chosen, not because he was special, but because when he saw them in the snow, he looked at them, not through them. Then her tone darkened. The storm outside was no natural thing. It heralded the return of something dark. The Witherclaw, a monstrous shadow born of hate, a remnant of the curse that once twisted the land. At that moment, the door slammed open, and the wind howled like a scream. The shadow took form, twisting, snarling, clawed, and immense. Outside, the wolves stood in formation, waiting. "They need you," Era whispered. "Only with you can they fight." Mark didn't understand, but he ran outside. The alpha wolf touched its nose to his chest. A burst of cold light surged through him, and suddenly he saw through the wolves' eyes. He could feel their thoughts, their purpose. Together they moved. What followed was a blur of blizzard and battle. Wolves glowing faintly with spirit energy, Mark dodging and striking as one of them, their strength amplified by his connection. Each blow weakened the Witherclaw, until finally, in a synchronized leap, Mark and the alpha struck its heart. The shadow exploded into a mist of ash and ice. Silence fell. Back at the cabin, Era stood by the doorway, smiling through tears. "You've freed them," she said. "And me." Her body turned to light and vanished with the wind. The wolves bowed their heads and faded one by one into the forest. Alone now, but never truly so, Mark looked down at the snow where something glittered, a glowing blue crystal fang, pulsing with warmth, a gift, a legacy. Some say if you walk those woods today and the wind is just right, you'll hear the wolves howl. Not in warning, in welcome.